Good morning, students. Welcome back to the EVS class. Today's date is 22nd May 2020. So we have almost finished the first half of the second lesson, that is our Earth. Today we will be doing the recapitulation of the lesson, that is we will be discussing the main points of the lesson. The first is about Johannes Kepler. So we have already discussed about Johannes Kepler, right? So there is a picture on the right side. So that is the Johannes Kepler. So he was a German astronomer. So what he did was that he discovered that the planets travel around the sun in an elliptical or oval shaped path. So the planets, they used to travel around the sun. They used to travel around the sun in an oval shaped path. So this is what he had discovered. Who discovered that the planets travel around the sun in an elliptical path? It was Johannes Kepler. Next, let's come to about our Earth. So their screen, if you are looking on the screen, this is there are the planets, and these planets are revolving around the sun, right? Now, can you find out where the Earth is? Our own planet, our Earth? Yes, it is in the third line, right? So the Earth is the third planet from the sun. The shape of the Earth is not sphere but an oblate sphere. The Earth is flattened at the top and bulging near the middle. So the shape of the Earth is not fully circular sphere but an oblate sphere, that is flattened at the top and bulged near the middle. That is, it is being bulged. Okay, when we blow out a balloon, what it happens? It used to grow from the middle, right? So that is what the shape of the Earth is. Next is rotation. So we have already discussed about rotation, right? A planet or satellite that spins around itself is called the rotation. So how many hours does our Earth takes to complete one rotation? Yes, it takes 24 hours to complete one rotation, right? And what does rotation causes? Rotation causes days and nights. As you can see on the screen, this is the sun here, and here is the Earth, and also here is the moon, right? Now, the part of the Earth which is facing towards the sun is having the daytime, right? And the part which is away from the sun is having the nighttime. So this is what happens when the Earth rotates around its own axis. It causes days and nights. Now let's come to the next one, that is revolution. Okay, so revolution, a planet or satellite which travels around a heavenly body in a fixed path is called revolution. Now all planets revolves around the sun. Now Earth takes 365 1/4 days to complete one revolution. Revolution causes seasons and years. As you can see on the picture here, this is the fixed path. Okay, this is the fixed path the Earth used to move. Now as you can see on the screen, here the Earth is having autumn. Now autumn seasons will be, as the Earth moves from here to this position, the winter will take place here, and as soon as the Earth will move here, spring will take place, and from here to here it will be summer, and again if it goes to that position, it will be having the autumn season. So this is as the Earth revolves around the sun in different places. It will have the seasons as well as we will be counting the years as well, right? So this is how revolution works. Now let's come to the next one. Yes, the line at which the sky and the Earth appear to meet is called horizon. So I have already discussed this one in my previous class, that when there is the sky and the water, the line at which the sky and the water meets, that is called the horizon. this can be observed in especially it can be observed in a ocean or in a during when you are in the beach, sorry, when you are in a beach, and at that from that beach or from the point where you are standing, if you can further see, what you can see is that the earth and the sky meets, the water and the sky meets, and that meeting point is called the horizon. Next is an imaginary line about which a body rotates is called an axis. A planet or heavenly body has a fixed path on which it travels. This is called an orbit. Next, in ancient days, people believed that the earth was flat. As you can see on the screen, they have imagined that the earth was flat. And as they have imagined, they thought when they in earlier times, people used to sail a lot. They used to take the sea route a lot, and they imagine, or they have a belief that if they used to sail in the same direction for a long time, they would fall from the edge of the earth because they believe it was a flat. Next, we will come to two famous philosophers, that is Plato and Aristotle. Now, Plato was a Greek philosopher. He believed that the earth was sphere, right? That the earth was circle. The times when people used to believe that the earth was flat, he was one of the intelligent genius person who believed that the earth was sphere. But unfortunately, he didn't have any evidence to prove it or prove his theory. In the same way, Aristotle was a student of Plato, and he also concluded that the earth was not flat but had a curved surface. So both of these philosophers has their own fact of theory, which was true in their own sense, but unfortunately due to the lack of evidence, they were unable to prove it. Next, we come to Ferdinand Magellan. So he was a person who belongs to 16th century. So once what happened was Ferdinand and his teammates they began sailing west from Spain, and as you already know that during that time people had the belief that earth was flat, so they thought that they will fall from the edge of the earth if they sail in the same direction. But to their surprise, what happened is that they came back as they were sailing for a very long time. So they came back to the exact place from where they had started. Now this made them, actually this whole journey had proved them that the earth was not flat but it was round. Okay, so this was some kind of evidence they have got from the sailing for a long time. Next, let's come to the diameter of the earth. The diameter of the earth from bottom to top is 12,713 kilometer, and the diameter across the earth is about 12,756 kilometer. So these are the two very important thing that you have to remember: the diameter from top to bottom and the diameter across the earth. Next is the proof that the earth is an oblate sphere. So what are the proofs, or in what ways it can be proved that the earth is an oblate sphere? It is from the earth's surface. Now the horizon, know that we have already told the horizon, right? Yes. Now as you can see at the horizon from the beach, that if the ship is sailing, at one point of time you will see that the ship has disappeared. Why? It seems like the ship has sank into the water. No, definitely not. That doesn't happen because the earth is round. Now this actually proves us that the earth is oblate sphere, because at some point of time what happens, we can see up to a point, and at another time it is invisible to us, right? So this has proved that the earth is an oblate sphere. Next is from a great height. Now we have the space station, the International Space Station. They used to click photos from above the earth, right? Now while they click the photos, it can be observed that the earth is sphere. It has a curved surface, and that proves that the earth is an oblate sphere. And the third point is that from space. Now when the astronauts they go for the space expedition, so they used to click most of the pictures from the spacecraft when they go to the moon or the space. So as they go there, so what happens, they are very much away from the earth, right? So they were able to click the photos which proved that the earth was oblate sphere, as you can see on the picture on the right side. And you have to remember one more thing, the distance, the average distance of the moon from the earth is 3,84,400 kilometers. So this is the exact distance of the moon from the earth. So here I complete the first half of the second lesson, our earth. I hope you have understood the chapter well. Please go through the chapter once more and underline the main words and main definitions.